historic stadium, home to the Iron Horse and the Great Dane, to Wilson and Alvarez. Camp Randall Stadium in Madtown, home to the Wisconsin Badgers. What a showdown we have in store. A couple of Big 12 teams squaring off in what could prove to be a huge game. As we'll see, the Houston Cougars taking on the 10th-ranked team in the land, the Wisconsin Badgers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Badgers will kick it off to get us underway. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. So Houston's offense will start this game off. When your quarterback takes the field, you want him to look just like this guy, exuding confidence.
Yeah, the it factor. He's the man. Nobody questions it. Everybody on this team knows they've got his back, and he's the leader.
Everybody in this stadium also knows the offense goes as this guy goes. He has got to play well today.
Out of the chute, quick toss to the right.
You know, oftentimes these slot receivers, they're not the biggest guys in the world, but they're really good at finding the open spaces in the middle of the field. And you saw that guy attack the defense in the perfect spot, making life easy for his QB.
He makes the connection. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Keeping it on the ground with the running back.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. A run up the middle is stuffed for no gain. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man in the middle. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
Nice confidence by the QB. Good throw over the middle of the field. Nice little strike down the field for a big play. Listen, you got to throw it where it's open. And he found a slot, found a little hole in the middle of the field. Nice job attacking.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Great play by the cornerback. He was just way too physical at the point of attack. He beat his man trying to block him, and he tackled that receiver on the screen.
Looking to throw on second down. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
And you don't want to see this trend continue. Last week he was sacked 4 times. The offensive line, this offense as a whole, needs to get in better situations, get rid of the football faster, and not keep getting their quarterback hit.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Going to try to get it himself. And he is corralled short of the line to gain. And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. They pick the spot. It's going to be about a 37-yard attempt. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
I'll tell you, this is not an easy place to play on the road, especially at nighttime. This crowd, they get loud. That's the way it's been so far, but they have a nice drive to open it up. They're able to execute. They put themselves in field goal range, knock it through the uprights. They did exactly what they needed to do, taking a 3-0 lead here early on the road. That's impressive.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. He'll bring it out. It's York. That's the kind of mistake that throws off your game plan. Come out of the end zone and you're stopped at the 8. So the Wisconsin Badgers offense will go to work for the first time today. And you want to talk about dudes who can bring the heat off the edge, David? both of these teams have somebody that can do just that.
Man, so much fun. They get off the rock and they get in the backfield and get to quarterbacks. Make them feel uncomfortable, get them to the ground. These guys change the way offenses are playing the game.
These offensive coordinators better help out their quarterback. These guys need to be double-teamed with tight ends and running backs. You let these guys go one-on-one, you're asking to get sacked.
Right back to it. And the Badgers pick up the first down.
Really good-looking run right there. He reminds me of one of the greatest Wisconsin players of all time, Heisman Trophy winner Ron Dayne, who was a teammate of mine with the New York Giants, and he was so good at being patient and setting up blocks. This guy shows that patience as well. He really helps out the running game because he's not in a rush. He just takes his time and carves his way through the defense.
It's really frustrating when you get a guy in his spot. He's in the hole. He's there to do his job. And you can't get the guy on the ground. That's your job. Get him on the ground. You know, especially a guy that's not a huge back. You've got to make that tackle. You can't make it easy on the offense where now they got a manageable situation.
They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 27. To the ground to try to move the chains. They were all over him. Nowhere to go as that 3rd down play turned into a disaster.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play, fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the running back.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Wide open downfield. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So we got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Cougars. The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellows, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Michigan came through with a lunch pail, hard hat performance, and the end result is an eye-opening road victory. And it's not so much that they won, it's more how they won. And the fact this wasn't ever really in question. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications.
He unleashes a long one. He's got it down the left. Can anyone catch him? And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, the lead is cut to 3. It's 10-7. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Houston offense comes onto the field. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working.
It's complete. A huge pickup. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. He'll do it himself. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
There's just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Out of the backfield, he's open. Now well within striking distance as that third down play gets him a first at the 29. And the Cougars are moving quickly down the field. Coming out on first down with the play fake. A shot toward the end zone. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Cougar! That had touchdown written all over it from the moment he caught the ball. Big play, big run for the score.
Yeah, it had touchdown written all over it because nobody was covering it. It'd be a good idea to get a hand on him. You know, listen, I know you guys got some speed, and maybe you give him a cushion and give him some space, but that was a little aggressive on the space department there.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, he'll let it fly. Fires to the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Nice read and nice throw. And I know Wisconsin quarterbacks always get the unfair moniker that they're game managers, and it's because they've always been a great rushing offense. Just got to complete a couple throws and keep the offense on schedule. But when you think about the offenses where they've had a difference maker, a guy like Russell Wilson that were able to throw on first down, take shots, just make them so much more explosive. I think this guy has some of those traits too.
He wants to throw here on second down. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. He's got it downfield for a huge gain.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Looking to move it through the air. Moves around to clear up the vision. With the catch, it's Sampson. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Badgers! And with the extra point, they close it to a 17-14 game. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he's going to try to return this one. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. They came out humming on this drive, and now it's first down from the 36. From the shotgun, the inside give.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical enough.
They'll run play action. He's going to throw deep right side. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
He'll pull it down. Still on his feet at the 45. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. The Cougars come to the line with a new set of downs. Comes out throwing on first down. Got it in the middle. It's in goal. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him too. They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. Using his legs to buy some time. They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a first down.
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside the pocket, and at that point, I think the decision was pretty easy. Hey, I can go get this with my feet. He was able to do that. Now they got a fresh set of downs.
And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down.
Hey, it's a heads-up play right there. Listen, you're trying to scramble. You're trying to make something happen. Nobody's open. You're not going to be able to get out of bounds. Just protect yourself. Get down on the ground. Get what you can get and live to play another day.
He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards. And we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and finding his open guy.
Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. He's looking to throw. He's got it into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Hello. I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with a touchdown.
And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is a type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, though.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being you, keep being aggressive.
Grabbed behind the line, it's Sampson. How much does it help your blocking scheme to have a guy who finds the crease? He gets to the 39. Sometimes it's not about a fancy play design. It's about just getting him the ball and letting him play.
Especially nowadays with running backs being so good out of the backfield. You know they're going to catch it, and there's so many ways.
Intercepted. Taking it the other way. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. A veteran in this defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
Wants to throw on 2nd down. He looks that one in nicely. And he has run out of bounds as they go backwards there and just avoided the contact. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. Houston sends the punt team onto the field. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
Brought to the ground, but not before getting it up for the 1st down.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm, but After that last run.
And they knocked him down almost immediately.
This is a good sign for this defense. The rate they were going, not touching the quarterback, him already having 2 touchdown passes in the first half, this was not going to be a fun football game to watch. Now they're turning the tide a little bit, getting a little bit of pressure, getting a sack.
Coming after it. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Makes the grab.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Line getting set on 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Pickup of 5, it'll be 3rd down and 5.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. Unloads to the wideout. Before he makes it to the 30 and gets a 1st down. The Badgers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. You know, Jesse, they threw that to him in double coverage, and I like that sometimes because you can't let the defense just dictate what you're going to do.
No, they're going to make sure he gets his, Reese, no doubt about it. They're going to force it over to him, hoping that he can make a play, and knowing that he can. But as a defense, you got to be careful doubling him because that means somebody else is wide open.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Zings it complete to the right. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route. Against zone coverage, quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a 1st down.
Wide receiver shows motion. Wants to throw on 1st down. He caught it. They will score. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point pulls them to within 3, 24-21. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And they finish it off by connecting from 10 yards out. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David, it's sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it. So, Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
You open a drive like that, and the entire playbook opens up on 1st down from the 44. They're working that left side.
Great job by the quarterback throwing against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down.
Lets it fly deep downfield. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
And this ball looks like it just got away from the quarterback. I think he made the right decision. He was going to the receiver that seemed open, but just not very accurate on the throw, and that leads to the interception.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. Throws for the tight end. Connection to the right. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. They'll throw it on 1st down. He lets one fly deep. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
quarterback could not have walked that ball and placed it into the hands of his receiver any better. That was a perfect throw. Wide out, deep downfield. You got to finish the play.
Looking to throw on second down. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Hits him inside the 20, still going. Touchdown, Badger! Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone. He is putting the Badgers on his back. Reminds me of games we called when Russell Wilson was at the helm.
Yeah, and I know Wisconsin fans get jacked up when they get great quarterbacks. They don't get it very often. They don't get the explosive numbers with this offense. But this dude, he's putting on a show, and I guarantee you they are jumping around.
He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Kickoff and kickoff return teams on the field, and we're just about ready to go in the second half. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust to play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know.
He's running free down the middle. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Wisconsin! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. Boy, did he just scorch that defense for that score.
He shows you all of it, Reese. He's got the speed, he's got the agility. This dude's a big-time playmaker. You just give him the ball, and he'll find different ways to kill you on different plays.
And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Charlotte fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. Thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough and could just find a way. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Appalachian State.
With jet sweep pass.
Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Houston going up tempo. He's going to pass. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. This time they were able to keep him in check and stop him short of that first down. Offense, quick tempo. The give. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. He's going for it all. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Houston will be forced to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. It'll go out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be right around the 35. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, this guy's been eating them alive all game long. Finally, though, David, you wonder if the defense has been able to make some adjustments, find something positive to help slow this guy down.
Hey, baby steps, right? That's a tackle for a loss. I know he's got over a hundo on the game, but this defense is definitely going to have to be more aggressive, commit more guys to stopping that.
He's loose. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
Love the individual effort by the wide receiver after the catch, making people miss, showing you the speed. Now he set up his offense down in the red zone.
They'll leave it with him. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Offense in a bunch formation. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the stick.
Man, a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can pick up the first without scoring. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Touchdown, Badger! He shed tackles right and left and housed it. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Houston offense ready to go back to work. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. And he falls on top of his own fumble, and the offense will retain possession.
And listen, quarterbacks run more nowadays, and we see more of it, but they do have a tendency, because they are a quarterback, to cough it up a little bit. But how about the man? He said, I got this, and jumps back on it, make sure he covers that thing up so he didn't make a bad play for his offense.
Throws to the tight end. Complete to the left. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. And come to the line, facing 3rd and long from the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds space on the right. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback, finding his open receiver on 3rd down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is 3rd down conversion percentage. If you're a great 3rd down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill 3rd down so much in practice.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Out of the gun to give to the back. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
It's a nice game, but the big theme here is they just haven't been able to get the run game going on offense. They've been very one-dimensional. They're just not being physical enough to own an attack.
He leaves it with his back. Able to squeeze out a couple on the play. It's down at the 35. 3rd and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. They'll try to power their way ahead. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
Now he's looking to throw it. Finds his man. It's Peace. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And if you want to bring all your tight ends in the game, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring in more linebackers, more defensive linemen, get ready for the run, less speed on the field, especially when you get down here in the red zone. I feel like I can match up man-to-man with those tight ends in the back end. Nice job understanding a run was coming.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Houston! Hello! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Number 18, set to kick this one away.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put it on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The lone back's got it. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Loses 4. Third down coming up. Got it.
As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the 4th quarter.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the 4th quarter with the big lead, he's still taking shots.
And the Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. Running it to the right. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
These running backs have all kinds of success. Now we're getting later in the game. We've got to make sure we get some stops, get the ball back to our offense.
3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. Off play action. Gonna take a shot. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB.
I think in this situation after that incompletion, 4th and short on your side of the field, the smart play is to punt it away and trust your defense.
On fourth down, looking to pass. Finds him out of the backfield. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. The Badgers look to keep this drive humming. He wants to throw. Looking to take a shot. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Wisconsin. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their fourth straight win.
Salt into her wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and give me another touchdown.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Houston offense once again. Line gets set, first down. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 15. He's looking to throw. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
This defense has just been all over this guy all game long. Under pressure, they're finding a way to get to him and affect his rhythm. Of course, they have an interception in this game. That's why they've got a big lead here in the fourth quarter. This guy has never gotten into a rhythm.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Going to throw it over the top of the V. It's complete. A huge pickup.
Let's go. We got some life. We made a big play, something to build off of. We need a lot of points, and we need them quickly. Time's running out. We're trailing big in this ball game.
Off play action on first down. He's right on target.
Nice patience by the quarterback here working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
Flushed out of the pocket. Got a little space. Oh, look out. There he goes. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
First down for the offense.
He's looking to throw it. Into the end zone. Fires the pass. Intercepted. He looked as if he thought he had it all the way, and this junior makes a play.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 25. The give and tick, 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 tick. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
This offense believes you are given 4 downs for a reason. You've got to use all of them. 2 for 3 so far today. Takes a shot as he throws, and it never had a chance. Incomplete. The Houston offense comes onto the field.
I know the analytics tell me to be aggressive and go for it, but in the second half, in these ball games, the analytics don't work for every single situation. And right now, you've set them up. I just hope this one doesn't come back to bite you right in the hind.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He's looking to throw. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Houston wants to play fast. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Gonna let it fly. He's got it on the right. Nothing but green ahead. Touchdown, Badger! And the punishment has been extended. You see some confidence over there as they're closing in on a Week 7 win.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David. No question about that. But they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
They couldn't make the connection on 2nd down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down. Houston sends the punt team onto the field. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Slips through the line. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. This is quickly turning into a celebration, Jesse, as they've taken control of this game.
And they should feel good about how they've played. They knew they had...
He wants to take the top off. He's got it inside the 15. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. That celebration turned sour quickly after they saw that flag, and it wiped out the big play and the touchdown. Quarterback checking the play. He's looking to throw. Lets it fly. He's got it inside the 25. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Bringing it out. And the ball's free, deep in his own territory. Oh, the offense ought to go buy a lottery ticket because that ball somehow bounced right back to them. They'll keep it.
Wow, they narrowly avoid disaster there. They fumble the kick return, and if that goes to the other team, all the momentum is no longer with them. So a nice job being able to pounce back on that. The head coach breathing a huge sigh of relief.
Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together, run defense, pass defense, they've been so good, man. Dialed in, you could tell. They were ready, they were fast, they were physical. They dominated this football game.
Makes the catch and knocked down.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to...
And it's his 4th interception of the game. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Wisconsin. And the route is on. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. He'll come out throwing on first down. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
Yeah, total domination in all 3 phases of the game.